Today's date is April 25th, 2017, and we're here at Mr. Schatz's house. What's your full name, Mr. Schatz?
897-3738.
Okay, what's your full name and your birth date?
My name is Norbert Schatz, and my birthday is in July 1920.
So you're 97 right now.
No, I'll be 97 in July.
So you're only 96 right now.
96.
And where were you born? What city? And then where'd you go to grade school?
Eddyville, in the grade school.
Eddyville, Kentucky.
Indiana.
Eddyville, where Dr. 80's from. It's a very small town. Dr. 80's from there. Wallace 80, very small town. So you were born in Eddyville, went to school in Eddyville.
It was Eddyville School.
Eddyville School,
Eddyville
okay.
School. Yeah, it was Eddyville School.
There's a Dr. 80, Bruce 80 in town, and then you got his prayer books or something from his grandpa or something, don't you?
My dad bought the house there from him.
From Mr. 80.
Yeah.
What year did he do that? About 1930?
I don't remember all that.
Yeah. So you're born in Eddyville, went to Eddyville School, then what'd you do after grade school?
I was foreman.
Foreman for what?
Farm. Had 149 acres, me and my mother. My dad died when I was 3 years old.
What'd he die of?
At St. Minders.
What kind of illness did he have?
He had double pneumonia.
And was that 1918 he died?
1918 or 17, yeah.
17, yeah.
17.
Yeah. Now, you were from St. Minders or Eddyville?
I was born in Eddyville,
Uh-huh.
but we went to school at St. Minders too.
I see.
Just the Catholic school, maybe 2 or 3 weeks every spring and every fall. But the real Eddyville school was in Eddyville there. We had to go over there then.
Because my family's named Borehole from St. Minders, and they were all raised up there.
Was it?
Yeah. So then, after you went to Eddyville, then Mr. Schatz, right?
Yeah.
What did you? Then you were. Then after Eddyville, you were foreman, and then when did you get in World War II, and why did you go to World War II, and how did you get drafted and things?
Okay, I was on the farm till I was 21 years old. Gave all my money home to my mother because she had the farm and she had a heck of a lot of debts and stuff. We all 6 of us gave our money home till we was 21 years old. And then my brother had a restaurant up at Cincinnati, Ohio. I went up with him. I was working down in Oldsboro, Kentucky on the sawmill. On a Saturday afternoon, we slept in tents during the week, stayed down there. And then when I come home that afternoon at 2 o'clock, we worked till Saturday. We worked 5.5 days a week. Then I come home about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. My brother and his wife would come down from Cincinnati. And he had a restaurant. So he said, "Norbert, how much money do you make when you work down there in that sawmill down there in Oldsboro, Kentucky?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you what we do. We get $25 a week. That's all we got." Well, we had a board there. We slept there in the tents. Now, every night we had to sleep in the tent. And the mosquitoes were so damn bad, they almost ate you up. So, when I got home then from the sawmill, we was talking. She said, "Norb," she said, "that's no money." He said, "Why don't you go to Cincinnati and start working for me? And I'll give you more than that," he said. So I said, "No, I don't think so, no." So that night I went to bed. And I didn't have my mind made up yet. I said, well, I couldn't sleep with a darn that night. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about that going to Cincinnati. And so I said, "Well, Linus," I said, "I'll tell you what I'll do." I said, I'll go up there with you." I said, "I can cook a little bit because we had helped our mother and everybody, for all the sick stuff." So I said, "I'll tell you what I'll do." I said, "I'll go up there with you and work for you 1 week, but I'm going to work in the kitchen and the cook."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, okay, that could be All right, figure, all right. I said, okay. I said, I'll do that for 1 month. Then I know the tricks and the trade and what to do. I said, in about 3 weeks or so, I said, I'll be looking for a restaurant. I finally won one. But that's just the 4th week I found one.
Yeah.
So I said, damn, I like that. So I said, Linus, I said, will you go over there with me? I said, I want to show it to you because you got to stake me.
Where was that, in Evansville? Or?
No, that was in Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati, yeah.
Yeah, he was in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So he staked me, and I bought another restaurant.
Wow.
And then I was in there, a couple of years, and then I got the letter from the Army. I had to sell my restaurant. I had a little house I bought. I was single at that time too. And so that was it.
And then you went to then where'd you go to boot camp, and then where'd you go to the Army?
I went down, the first day, we went right down to Shepherdsfield, Texas. That's where took my basic training. 3 weeks only.
I see. What year was that? In the 44 or 43?
I don't know. I don't remember. About 44, I think it was, or 43, something like that. But I was there 3 weeks in basic training. I wasn't finished with my basic, but I was a cook in civilian life.
So you already knew how to do stuff.
So he told me, come up at noontime to come in for dinner.
Yes.
And he said, you take a test. He wanted me to take a test.
Yeah.
All the questions for.
And you passed everything.
I passed slick as a whistle.
And so then you went. Then they put you right at the base.
Yeah. I went right in the kitchen that night. I was in the kitchen, 7 o'clock.
And you stayed there for 4 years in the Army, or 3 or 2?
I stayed down there for about, I guess about almost a year, I guess.
In Shepherdsfield.
Yeah, Shepherdsfield, yeah.
And what city's that in there? Houston?
Shepherdsfield, Texas. No, it's way down below.
Down by Corpus Christi, down that area.
Yeah, pretty close there.
Let me just hold for a second. On at Shepherdsfield, then where you went after Shepherdsfield, Norbert?
I went to Chicago.
Chicago.
From there. I tell you, how did that happen? My girlfriend was in Chicago. Her mother-in-law lived up there, but she lived in Cincinnati too, my girlfriend. So, and she come up, and I took her.
Did the Army take you up to Chicago, or did you have to go there before Chicago? How'd you get to Chicago from Shepherd's Bay?
They took me. They switched me up there.
Oh, they switched. You took a train up there, and they switched your duty. So you worked at the Navy base up there. What Army base?
I went and got in touch with the cooks.
I see.
He got the cooks different places to go.
Yes.
And I talked real nice to him.
And he got you to go to Chicago.
And I said,
and your girlfriend's up there.
Yeah.
What part of Chicago? What base were you at in Chicago?
Oh, hell, I don't remember.
But it was in the city? Was it in the city?
Right out, Fort Sheridan.
Fort Sheridan.
Fort Sheridan, yeah.
In Chicago. So you were there what year to what year? About 44, 45?
I guess so. Yeah. Something like that.
And how many people did you feed? About 20?
Well, let's see. When I started cooking the first night, we had around had 4 lanes.
4 lanes?
4 lanes in that mess hall. And there's only 2 cooks, me and another guy. So
4 lanes, so there's a couple hundred people, 300 or 400 people.
We had 500.
500 people, just 2 of you? What'd you make them, eggs?
They gave us 85 KPs.
Oh, they did all the work, but you did the cooking, they did all the cleaning.
I had to oversee them all.
And make sure they did it right.
And we had to make sandwiches for the troop trains. It took 50 guys to make them sandwiches every night.
Wow. So you had to bake potatoes, but you made sandwiches, then they give them the troop
you
trains.
had to make all the stuff to make the sandwiches, you know.
Running out of Chicago was a busy place, too.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
So you were a manager of probably 85 troops every day. Well, the KP duty, you had to tell them what to do, and you had them peel the potatoes. You had them make clean the dishes. You
They all done that.
but you had to tell them what to do.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Then when did you get out of the service? 46?
46, I think it was, yeah. That's when I got married, yeah.
You married that same girl?
Yeah.
In Chicago. Then you bring her down to Evansville? Why'd you come down to Evansville? Or to Boonville?
Well, see, I got married up there. Pauline was her name, and she passed away in 68.
I see.
And then I was single for 4 years, and I met my old-time girl school friend. I used to carry books for her, and when we went to school there at Eddyville.
Where? What city?
But she lost her husband the same year, in 68, when I lost my wife.
What city were you from? What school? Where was that? In Eddyville. From Eddyville.
Eddyville, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, her brother, Charlie was his name. He always come up to see me.
Is that right?
And then he come up that one day, in one weekend, and he said, you know, Red just passed away. I said, what? That was Mildred's.
Yes.
My
And
wife.
so you got together then.
We got together, yeah.
And you married to her the rest of your life,
Got married, and then she died in 2002, yeah, something like that.
Why'd you move to Boonville?
Well, I'm retired.
I see. From what?
Oh, I went back in the egg restaurant business.
I see.
I come back. Had 2 of them, didn't I?
What's the name of your restaurants?
Crosstown Chili Parlor, and then that was People's Corner.
People's Corner. Yeah.
People's, and then the other one was Crosstown Restaurant.
Yeah.
Had 2 of them.
Down here?
No, up in Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati. Okay.
Yeah, in Cincinnati then.
Well, this has been awful good. I'm glad. I learned a little bit about cooking in the military. I didn't know anything about that. And they had
Makes me hungry.
Oh, I know. I'm already hungry. Well, Norbert, thank you for doing this, and we'll get a copy of this and give it to you, okay?
Okay.